Welcome back. It is 1521. In the last one, we got married to Elizabeth and had her children join our household. We had another baby with Elaine. That was Rosamund. We aged up our heir. I think we're in good shape. So let's do some rolls. Scariest roll. We'll get to that. Okay, so Blaze Goth and Floria Goth. No 7, 14, or 19. That was close. Oh, no. Okay, well, at least it was Floria. I'm sorry, but at least it was the girl because they don't have a lot of boys. No 7, 14, or 19 for Rosamund, our affair baby. And of Levada Gainsford, our niece. All right. As for children, we have Arthur Landgrab and Sarah Goth. No 2, 4, or 6. Check and check. Keith Dubois II, finally becoming a teenager. We haven't had some teenagers in a while. Let's roll for, or we have, but like none that are getting married. Like even Honora didn't roll to marry. Nobody's rolling to marry. No 7 or 13 for Heath. Okay. And he is going to have a title too. So he can't get a 1 through 5. Okay, he gets married. Good, good, good. Okay, and then what was it? Okay, a D10 for how many kids? 5. Okay. Oh, finally, someone. 5 kids for you. Okay. Now we have Honora Goth becoming a young adult. No 3 or 18. She survived. Okay. I'm scared. Gabriel has to get a 7 or higher, as does Elaine, but she's less important. 7 or higher. 7 or higher. Yes. Okay, we made it. Oh, Elaine didn't make it. Who's going to take care of our children? We're going to have to find someone else to take care of our children. That's a problem. Because she's watching so many children right now. Maybe I'll make Siobhan come back and take care of the kids. Okay, Constance, you get a D20 roll for how much longer you are going to live, and it is 6 more years. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Constance Goth died. I think I was supposed to write died after these things. Okay. Yeah, that was supposed to be died for you guys. Okay, that is all of the rolls. I think that's everything. Is that everything? I don't know. Well, yeah. Felice is trying to find a husband right now. We'll hop into the game now. Let's go. Alrighty, so we are here and we are going to get started on everybody's stuff. We have Felice working on the truly accomplished aspiration, trying to, become a proper lady so that she can get a good husband. We have Elizabeth, who I am pretty sure is pregnant by now, but she's not showing yet. So there is that. And then literally all of my sinks are always broken. I think I need to release the spirits of some ghosts, but it is also apparently Gabriel's birthday today and not tomorrow, according to the game, and I didn't want to miss it, so we are going to have him blow out the candles today. We're inviting everybody over, having the actual party itself by having everyone here. And then this really interesting pop-up came up. So Elaine, who we know is our mistress, or our former mistress, was trying to pursue Lawrence Gainsford, who currently is second in line for, or like, second in line for the Marquis title. So I thought that was really interesting, and maybe we would pursue that if Elaine wasn't dying this year, but, she is dying this year, and so she's not going to be able to try and get a respectable marriage, unfortunately. And so then we also are working on the toddler skills for our heir, Gabriel the second. And yeah, we're just having a good time. And then one of the things I wanted to do, because we were talking a little bit about how Caesarea was very social and, potentially like a Regina George Queen Bee, mean girl type of deal. And so I think that that could be a lot of fun to explore more. And so we are going to create a club that has only children in it so that she can, be a part of the kids club, and we're going to bring them all over here. And so I think that she would also be very, not discerning, but like very particular about the status of people in the club. Like, despite the fact that the Gamal children are her cousins, they are not of very high status. Their father was just a knight, and that's not something that's passed down, like that title. And so I think she would focus more on the, noble family children. So, like, for example, um, uh, Albert Landgrave II, who is currently in line to inherit after his father, and then also like Heath Dubois II, who is also next in line to inherit after his father. So she is paying a little more special attention to people like that. And obviously, we don't have all the time in the world to become friends with every single one of these kids, but she is going to become friends with both Albert. Well, she is already friends with Albert, but you know what I mean. So she's going to also become friends with Heath, just because of his status. So right now, it doesn't look like she has any compatibility with any of the children. I don't know if that's because they're children. I don't know if compatibility is... I feel like I see that some Sims don't have good compatibility with children, but I don't remember really exactly what the deal is there. But I do think that once she becomes a teenager, we can definitely see more about, like, you know, her impressions of some of the other people her age, and like who she would allow like in the in crowd and all that stuff. We'll definitely be able to flesh out more as a teenager, but I think that as a child she doesn't really understand maybe some nuances, so she's only going by status, and she is definitely enjoying her position as leader of the pack here. So that's what she's working on. Meanwhile, we do have Felice working on her aspiration and also having her mother chat with her and try and get her to discuss some of the eligible bachelors. Of course, the most eligible bachelor is Alphonse Light, who is the current king of the Light Kingdom. Not that I put them anywhere special besides just in a random house here, but pretend that he's the king of a kingdom. And so they're going to have this conversation where they're talking about, potential suitors and everything. And so Elizabeth is basically going to suggest that, she goes on a date with Alphonse Light. They get to know each other better. Obviously, he is Gabriel's brother-in-law, so there is that connection there. So it will be easy to at least get an audience with him in that way. So Gabriel is definitely going to try and facilitate a match like that, because he does value status as, the highest thing, and Alphonse has the highest status, and so he definitely is going to try and make that match happen. Honestly, he would probably try and make it happen with his daughter, except she's really not old enough. So that is definitely something that he is happy about, having Felice in family now, where he can, get her to marry someone strategic for him, because he doesn't really have a strong as connection to the Light family now that Diana is dead, despite the fact that he does have 3 children with her, but still, she's not around anymore to kind of facilitate that connection. But anyway, it is now Christmas, so we're going to have everyone be having a grand meal together and also exchanging gifts with each other. Oh yes, look, so you can see Elizabeth is pregnant. So she is pregnant now. She's definitely having a baby this year, so we will do that. And but anyway, we are going to focus more on Christmas right now. So we are having the holiday and enjoying our time. Everyone's giving each other presents except the toddlers, which I don't understand how to do the toddler present task. If anybody knows how to do that, you have to let me know, because it's been like something that has bothered me for a long time of playing this game is that I cannot figure out how to check off that box. Anyway, we also now have a baby being born that is actually Eleanor's fifth baby, and it is another girl, and her name is Edith. So she has had all girls so far, but I just got her pregnant again, and the last baby, her last baby try, is going to be a boy. So either she's able to have the boy successfully and, he lives, and so then, Lawrence will not be next in line. It will be the baby, and Nicholas will have an heir. Um, you know, because right now, Giles, his older brother, who is the current Marquis, does not have a male son. So either that happens or they have the baby and it doesn't survive. So that is also a possibility where they fail completely to have a son, and probably the title would then go to Lawrence. But anyway, so we have the chaperoned date that we're going on. Gabriel and Elizabeth are chaperoning for Alphonse and for Felice. They actually get along pretty well. I mean, there's not like some big spark. It's pretty gradual, but they do get their friendship up pretty high, and I'm able to kind of take my hands off, and they just keep going and being friendly with each other without any, complicated anything. So they are enjoying themselves on the date. They're becoming pretty friendly. They're going to have a nice little dance. Like, look at the way that he looks at her. Oh my gosh. So I think that he could definitely see himself with her. She is only the daughter of a baron, but she does have the backing of an earl. So, she does, and she is also the stepdaughter of his brother-in-law. So it's not like she doesn't have pretty good connections that she would be able to be in a potential match with him. But, he seems to be enjoying himself. She seems to be enjoying herself. We'll kind of see where it goes there. So, and right now, they're just being friendly. They're not doing any romance right now. They're just having a good time. So that is where we're going to wrap up the date, and then everyone is going to head home. Anyway, we are going to then get everyone back to what they were working on. So trying to, we're doing a little bit of a grind right now. We're trying to get through some aspirations, through some, raise some relationships, get through some skills. We do have Felice on the etiquette part of her aspiration. And then we also have little Gabriel, who is almost done with his toddler skills. He just needs to get the potty skill up. So he is doing pretty well there. And yes, I do think Gabriel is a perfectionist, so I am totally okay with calling him that. There is that. And then we're just going to kind of get through this potty skill, but also, yeah, we're not doing TV season premiere day. Okay, so she has to also write 3 letters, and so her letters are going to be 1 friendly letter to her brother, and then 1 romantic letter to Alphonse, and then actually I'm going to have her write a romantic letter to Casper as well. I think that, her and Casper kind of clicked pretty well when they first met each other, better than she did with anyone else, and so I do feel like she would consider a date with him, even though definitely Gabriel and Elizabeth would not approve, because he's not really set to inherit anything or anything. Actually, let me check the Albert family, because I can't remember who the oldest son is, to be completely honest with you. Albert. Okay, so Hans Albert did end up passing away. Okay, yes, he has his son Dietrich, who married Gracie Dubois, and then he has another son, Werner, who is currently loving on Tobias. And then I guess actually Casper could inherit, because neither of his other sons are having kids right now. So I guess it's possible. Not that they have, I think they're just a rich family. They don't have a title, so it doesn't really mean that much. But anyway. So she's going to try and go out on a date with Casper. And so they go out to the church. And actually, I was going to try and have them, become close, but he kept leaving. And I think that the way I'm going to explain that he kept leaving is not the obvious reason, which is the snowstorm that is currently happening in the game. But I'm going to say that he actually does feel uncomfortable out in public, and that he goes to events and stuff. He can blend in, but when he's like being focused on, it makes him really uncomfortable because you were standing on a table, ma'am. Anyway, he feels uncomfortable um, because of his scars and stuff, and he has a lot of insecurity about that, and I'm sure that he has not been treated very well by some members of society because of it. And so he just is embarrassed, and he just decides to leave. And he also doesn't, maybe that they met out front and he noticed some people giving them looks, and he just thought better of it, and he was like, what, I'm just going to leave. And of course that kind of was insulting to her, that she was going to be basically snubbed by him. But I think that he probably was looking out for her because he didn't know if it would be bad for her to be seen with him. So that's what I'm going to say is going on there. And now I'm just going to do some birthday stuff in the meantime, because we are waiting for the baby to be born, but it should be born today. So in the meantime, we're going to go out and do a couple of things. And so one of those things is actually we are going to go off and kill Giles Gainsford, who is the current Marquis. He has 2 daughters. So his brother, Nicholas, who is, as we know, married to Eleanor, is going to become the new Marquis, and that is definitely going to place more pressure on Eleanor to have that son. Of course, we know she's pregnant with a boy, but they do not know that, and so it's obviously going to be a lot of pressure for her, especially from her husband, who now has a title he wants to pass to his son, but he doesn't know if he can because he hasn't had sons, and his brother didn't have sons, so maybe they're just not cut out to have sons. But I did think that it would be interesting for him to become the Marquis, and then have that more pressure over the male heirs, as we are making our major plot point for this generation. Anyway, we are also doing some birthdays. So Blaze Goth is becoming a toddler. Floria Goth passed away. Sarah Goth became a child, as we're seeing right now, and Honora Goth became a young adult. So that is everything that's going on in the Goth family. We have 2 boys in that family right now that we are trying very hard to keep alive, because those are the last for the Goths, but we're doing our best here. So here is the 2 ladies, so I had to age up and then give some makeovers. The next family we're going to focus on is actually our mistress family. So I did end up killing Elaine, and then I moved Siobhan into this household. I think it's been long enough that Siobhan is not going to have any problems with her dalliance that she had with Ives Peacock before he was executed for treason. So I think that she's in the clear now, but also Gabriel wants someone to take care of his kids. And so it's going to be Siobhan. And so yeah, we have in this part of the family, like the mistress / Gamal household, we do have Rosamund Landgrab, who is our daughter, and then I actually think that's it. Yeah, Elaine passed away. And then we're also doing makeovers for Arthur Landgrab, who is a legitimate Landgrab child. And then for the Gainsford family, we are going to have Levada Gainsford become a toddler, and then Edith Gainsford was born and became an infant, and then we did kill off Giles. So these are the two little girls that we have in the Gainsford family. It is really frustrating that I can't age up infants, but I'm just going to ignore that. So yeah, that is this family. And then the last makeover that we're going to do is actually with the Dubois family. So Heath Dubois II, who actually just became friends with our Cesaria, is now a teenager. So he's a teen now, and he is not going to be allowed in our club anymore, obviously, because he is not a child anymore, and I said that as one of the requirements. So it was good that she became friendly with him beforehand. I actually don't know when her birthday is. When is her birthday? When is Cesaria aging up? Oh, not for some time. Not until 1526. So anyway, we are going to now get the pictures out there, and then we'll come back and have the baby. So let's just have the pictures. Everyone's getting in the family tree. Please enjoy. And then we'll get back. We are currently back in our household. Honestly, I got tired of waiting for the baby to be born. It kept saying that the baby was going to be born soon, but then the baby wasn't born. So I just kind of maybe use MCCC to put her in labor. So that is totally fine. And then there is something I want to tell you. I don't know if I left enough room in the video after she had the baby, so I'm just going to tell you now. So basically what's going on is that we know that Gabriel really wants another boy. He wants plenty of sons because he needs plenty of heirs and all of that situation. So actually what is going to happen is that Elizabeth has the child, and the child does survive their being born role. Obviously, that is the only role that they're doing right now. They'll do their infant role in the next year. But she really wants to deliver him the boy that he wants. That's her one job. She feels like she needs to do it, and she's under a lot of pressure and everything. And so actually she ends up having a girl. So she ends up having a girl, but she has the baby alone. No one saw anything, and she is just so concerned that you know, she's going to have a hard time because it's a girl and there's going to be this, that, and the other thing. And so she actually is going to tell Gabriel that the baby is a boy. She's going to lie and say that the baby's a boy. She's going to take over all the care of the child. I mean, obviously, it's going to probably come out at some point, but for right now, she's trying this deception where she insists that her daughter is a son, and she's going to dress the child accordingly. We are going to call the child by he, him pronouns for now. Like, everything is going to make it so that Gabriel is believing that he now has another legitimate son. So that is kind of the drama that we are bringing for the next part, is that she is going to be lying about the gender of the baby because she wants to deliver him a son. And so the baby's name is Jasper. Everyone believes it's a boy. Everyone thinks it's a boy except for Elizabeth, and she is keeping that very close to her chest. And not only that, but she is also not letting anybody else have an opportunity to figure out the truth, because she is the only one who's taking care of the baby. She's like not letting anyone else, change the baby or whatever. And so she is definitely going to cause some trauma to this child because of all this. But I think that it'll be an interesting storyline and that we can definitely explore more. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this part. Let me know what you think of this turn of events, and I will catch you in the next one.